Hello everyone and welcome back to Clear Creek Solutions software educational videos, and today we're going to be taking a look at AutoCAD Civil 3D. Again, we're going to be doing a very basic lesson on grid snapping here, how to enable grid snapping, some of the options available, and why it's useful. So we're going to open up a new project here. I'm going to turn off the tool space for now as it's not really relevant. Okay, so this is our AutoCAD Civil 3D project. Notice we have no grid markers, right? So if we inserted a line here, let's draw a line real quick in our project. Yes, that we do have numbers for our first point and second point, but we don't know how to judge where we are in relation with the rest of the project. Are we drawing a line straight? Is it on an x-axis? We have no clue. That's why something like AutoCAD Civil 3D and other AutoCAD softwares have something called the grid. So now we can see, based off of this grid, where we are with relation to the rest of the map, right? So now we can draw lines and know, okay, we're starting at one point, we're trying to get to another point. We have an idea of what each length of distance is, so we could recreate that or get this in line. See, this is 0 degrees, 1 degrees, all the way up to 90 and so on, right? So now we're able to do such a thing. But however, we can take it even further here with something called grid snapping. So we have snap mode off. To turn snap mode on, you can click it down there in the bottom right or center right portion of AutoCAD Civil 3D, or hit the F9 button to enable snap mode. And what snap mode is going to do is when you begin to draw your lines or any other objects on your Civil 3D map, it's going to allow your cursor to actually snap to these grid lines when you go to draw it. So you're not going to be able to draw it at a weird angle or a weird distance. You're actually going to snap it to the correct distance. So if we draw a line, we could then definitely do that. There's a variety of snap options that come in AutoCAD Civil 3D. So we have one, restrict your cursor orthogonally, or you can enable a polar mode snap, or even a isometric drafting snap, which I'm not going to get into. Those are a little more complicated, but those are some of the other options there. Then you have these buttons down here, which shows the snapping reference lines, and then the snap the cursor to 2D reference points. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on, because when I'm drawing lines, I do want it to snap here. You can also enable your snap settings over here, which determines your spacing in the XY direction of your snap grid, and then how your grid spacing is going to occur. So you want your snap spacing and grid spacing to line up so that they happen in the same amount of dimensions. And we're going to keep it as a rectangular snap. And then we want a major line every 5 units. So I'm going to leave it like that. You also enable polar tracking there. We're also going to change what kind of object snap we have. So we can have it with extension, tangent, and node. We have it enabled with everything else here. So your endpoints, midpoints, centers when you're drawing circles and things like that. I'm going to leave it as okay, so we can see here when we go to draw a line. Now we're now going to be snapping on the grid, and it's going to be at a specific angle, and we're not just drawing in space, right? So if I go into draw a circle, same thing. It would actually try to snap the center of the circle to somewhere on the grid. That way we could draw identically lined up circles here in our AutoCAD Civil 3D space. Do a radius of 3 again. So we can draw identical circles. They're identically located on the X and Y axes, and we're now able to do that. So that's a quick introduction into snapping and using the grid in AutoCAD Civil 3D. If you have any questions, leave it in a comment down below. And anyways, we'll see you guys next time.